first thing you need to do in 3ds Max is get into a top view. And I'm going to zoom out just a little. Oh, I'm in the camera already. Let me get into a top view. Okay, so here's our site. Okay. And I'm actually, let me just erase all this. Thank you for holding on. Should be able to do that. So you guys just have to like share this. What's so funny? I've been laughing all night.
Nothing.
I only know because I was sitting right in front of you all through Jose's lecture. I don't want to embarrass you. I just want to know what's so funny.
Nothing.
That has the giggle.
Yeah, that was funny.
It did.
So I'm going to clone this up. And I can't believe I'm having a screen. Now, why can I? Should let me. Anyway, okay. So I'm in a top view. I'm going to create a camera. I'm going to go down here to the create panel. This lower panel right here is the create panel. The camera icon is the fourth from the left. Click on the camera. I highly recommend a target camera. I want you to click once to create the camera and then drag the target, because it is a target camera, right into the middle of the site.
Oh no.
All right, I got my camera. Thank you.
Mitchell, is that panel automatically open, or do we have to put it there?
No, it's always there.
Okay.
So the question was, is that create panel always there? And yes, it's always there. This is called the modify panel. This is the create panel. So after I've created a target camera, I'm going to flip down into a front view. And I can do that very easily. See where it says top right here? I can just click on that and go into a front view. And here's the camera I just created. I'm going to select that camera, which is already selected, and I'm going to use the move tool. The minute I click the move tool, I can move it in X, I can move it in Y, or if I select the little yellow box, I can move it in X and Y. And I'm just going to pull it straight up.
Do you have to move it?
No, I'm not. I'm literally just dragging it. And I'm just going to use, for the moment, I'm just going to use the screen to eyeball this thing. Can you see when the line is straight? It's good enough for now.
Oh.
Good enough for now. Now I'm going to go into a left or a right view. I'm just going to move 90 degrees. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm just going to pull this thing over in X. Until it looks straight. I don't care if it spins and rotates. That looks pretty good. So now I have, this is camera 05. And after that, I still have my camera selected, and I'm going to go to the modify panel, which is right here. Okay, second one over, modify. Notice I have camera 05, that's my camera. I'm going to, here's the big one that we talked about in class earlier. Right there, orthographic projection. So important. Shall I do it again?
Yes.
Orthographic projection. Now I'm going to just, and I'll show you the key cuts. Right. So a quick key cut is that I'm just going to hit C, and it will take me to the camera most recently created. So this is camera 05, you can see that right here. And I'm going to go down to the camera, I hate this. So it's called roll camera, down here. And click on that tool. And I can just go right into the frame, and I can spin this thing until I just want to get north-north, and that means that the yellow metro lines are more or less parallel with the grid. And again, it doesn't have to be, or the grid square to the frame. It doesn't have to be snapped, but it just has to be more or less the grid. Thank you. So far, any questions? Hannah's very patient. Any questions about that? So this is essentially, like, in terms of creating the camera, it's pretty straightforward. And of course, and I know I've got these saved somewhere, but there are tons of tutorials both on Lynda and on YouTube, just basic scene setup practices, how to just do a search on how do I set up a camera in 3ds Max. You'll get 200 really relevant hits. And with very little time, you'll be able to find one that would take you through it. So any questions before we set up the clips?
Nothing.
So usually, like, I was thinking, maybe I've just got something stuck on the back of my head. There, and sitting, just hanging there. So I'm going to zoom this camera out just a little bit, and I'm just going to do it with the field of view. So watch this right here on the upper right where the cursor is. Sorry. So if I change the field of view, it's kind of like a zoom. So I'm going to take it to. Thank you. I'm going to take it to where I can, get a slightly better view of the site, and I'm going to see if I can select. I want to get rid of this camera. I don't know why I can't. So that's 4 and 3. Yes, 4 and 3. Okay. 4 down to 3. I should be able to just delete these now. Ha! All right. Now I'm happy. Let's go back into a front view really quick. So here's let's go into a left view because I changed it. Here's my new camera. One other thing that I'm going to do, Hannah, thank you. So I'm going to drop down here and click on Show Cone, and that means this field of view is always visible. I'm also going to select the target for 5 and just make one really quick change. And I'm just going to grab the Y, and I'm just going to make sure that that is well through the plane of the ground. Yeah. Now, I can just stay here. I'll reselect the camera, and I'm going to come down here, and the third box down, you can set the clipping planes. I'm going to click manually, and I'm going to set And this will be really huge now. It'll be really huge. So I'm gonna type in 100,000 to start. Okay, there's my far clipping plane. So if I reset the camera, see that red line? So I can change this now with the spinner. I can pull that up, and I'll just pull it up right to about there. And I can see that that's 47,000. And now I'm going to set the near clip. And the near clip, I'm going to set to about, I'm just going to say 46,000 to start. Oops, maybe it was 4,600. So the reason I have to replace this computer is that the keyboard is actually barely functioning anymore, which is why I was having trouble logging in the other day. So this red line is my far clip. This upper red line is my near clip. Now I'm going to zoom right in on this. I'm going to get really close. Here's the metro. I want to get this line right in between the ground plane, which is here, and the bottom of the metro platform, which is there. So I'm again going to select camera 5. And now that I can see what I'm doing in here, I'm going to take the near clip. There it is at 42. Let's see if I can do this a little more. It's not letting me. There, it's close. Once I get it very close, like right there, it's 40, 44, 046. I'm just going to quickly say, what if I put it at 45,000? And now what if I back it back up to 44,750? Oops. That's too far. 40. That's close. I'm going to go 44,600. Oh, it's this keyboard. Get close. Yeah.
See if it wants it.
That's probably close. Now I'm going to change my near clip back to my far clip, excuse me. Okay. So now I have a near clip and a far clip set. And I think I can move this camera up just a smidge. So I can do that too. And I should be pretty close. Let me move it down. That's where I wanted it. So now if I go back to my camera and render this, I'm just going to use the default scanline renderer, and I'm going to go down here. I still have this set, so I'm just going to hit render. Oops, I forgot to set up the sun. Excuse me. Which systems, daylight. And now you have to excuse me because I don't get rid of my afternoon coffee. I'm going to explode. I'll be right back.